morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Canning with Kerstin. Today we are going to make Boston baked beans. We're doing them from scratch. I've got my handy dandy ball blue book sitting here. So what we have here is we have 1 1/3 cups of diced onion. We have 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar. Now I'm doubling the recipe, so the book says half that amount. We have a pound of crumbled bacon. The book says salt pork, but I'm using bacon. And then we have 4 teaspoons of dry mustard right here. 4 teaspoons of salt. And 1 1/3 cup of molasses. And then over here in the sink, we have 2 bags, so 2 pounds of navy beans. You can use any brand you want. I always use Great Value. It's better for cost, and it does the exact same thing. So let's get started. I've already washed and dried the beans in a cold water. So now we are going to put the dry beans in a large saucepan. And then it says add water to cover by 2 inches. I'd say that's probably about 2 inches. And one thing I should note is that if you have any floating beans, go ahead and pull them out because they're not a good bean. And then the next step is bring mixture to a boil. Boil 2 minutes and remove from heat. Then we need to let the beans soak for 1 hour. Okay, it's been an hour, so now it is time to drain the beans. And we have to return them back to the pot and then add another 2 inches above the beans with the water. Now once they're back on the stove, we have to bring them back to another boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat and simmer covered until the skins begin to split. Okay, so the skins are starting to split on the beans. Now the next step is to remove the beans from the water. It says to drain them, but to keep the liquid, so I'm just going to use a slotted spoon to remove the beans. So as you can see here, the skins are starting to split away from the bean. My mom used to make this soup as I was growing up. And it was a white bean soup with ham. And she always used the Great Northern beans. And these are smelling just like it, even though they're not the Great Northern beans, but it smells just like it. It's bringing back some fond memories. The next step, put beans, salt pork, and onions in baking dish. Don't you dump right in there. Then it says combine remaining ingredients in a large bowl, stir in 4 cups reserved cooking liquid. Okay, so now I need a large bowl. Okay, so now I'm combining all my other ingredients. I'm going to start with the brown sugar. I'm going to do the salt. And I already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. That's what the step coming up is going to tell me to do. So I just wanted to go ahead and preheat it. Okay, so now I have to add 4 cups of my water. Okay, here's 2 cups. Okay, so I think this is mixed up pretty well. But I'm going to, because I actually needed 8 cups of water, not 4, because I doubled the batch. So I'm going to toss this, I'm going to dump it into my pot with the other 4 cups of water. And get a good mix on it before I dump it in my roaster. Okay, pour sauce over beans, cover dish, bake at 350 for 3.5 hours. Add water if needed to keep beans soupy while baking. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix it up and cover it and throw it in the oven for 3.5 hours. And whenever I'm following their recipes, I follow them to a T. Their recipes are tried and true, and they're safe for canning. All right, guys, I guess that is it for now. We'll see you in 3.5 hours.